Have you ever heard a sound so haunting it sends shivers down your spine? Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to a chilling sound, a guttural whisper that seems to seep into your bones. In today's video, we'll be diving into the terrifying world of Kraoui horror stories and sharing an experience that might just leave you up at night. Get ready to have your fears ignited. The chilling tale begins with our narrator, Sarah, who finds herself in a house that holds more secrets than it seems. Join us as we delve into the depths of Sarah's unnerving journey into the realm of the unknown. As Sarah Whitaker settled into her new home, she had no idea that she was stepping into a nightmare. The Victorian mansion stood majestically in Manitou Springs, shrouded in an air of mystery and intrigue. It was a house filled with whispers from the past, and Sarah was about to uncover them one by one. But little did she know that some secrets are best left buried. The house was large, sprawling over several floors, and filled with antique furniture and old knickknacks that hinted at a bygone era. As Sarah explored her new surroundings, she couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. Every creak of the floorboard, every rustle of the wind through the trees outside seemed to amplify her unease. Was it just the natural reaction to a new environment? Or was there something more sinister lurking within the walls of the mansion? But Sarah dismissed these unsettling feelings as mere imagination, or so she thought. The house was beautiful, and she couldn't bring herself to believe that it harbored any malevolent spirits. Yet as the days passed, the strange occurrences began to escalate, transforming her dream home into a living hell. One night, as Sarah lay in bed trying to sleep, she heard a knock, a slow, deliberate knock that seemed to come from within the walls themselves. She sat up in bed, her heart pounding in her chest, listening intently. But when she turned on the light and called out, there was no reply. Was she going crazy, or was there someone else in the house with her? As time went on, the knocks became more frequent, along with other strange noises that echoed through the silent halls of the mansion. Sarah tried to convince herself that it was just the settling of an old house, but deep down, she knew that there was something more at play here. Then one evening, while rummaging through her grandmother's belongings, Sarah stumbled upon a hidden compartment in an old trunk. Inside, she found a collection of old letters, diaries, and photographs that revealed a dark secret about her family's past. As she delved deeper into her grandmother's life, she uncovered a hidden side to her seemingly ordinary relative. Sarah's grandmother, Helen, had been involved in a secret society that dabbled in the occult. The letters and diaries contained cryptic messages and references to an ancient being known as the Crow, which seemed to suggest that Helen had made a pact with a demonic entity. Was this the source of the strange activity in the house? And what did it mean for Sarah and her family? Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah continued her investigation, poring over ancient texts and seeking out experts on the occult. She learned that the Crow was an ancient deity worshipped by a cult-like group that Helen had become a part of. The group believed that by summoning the Crow, they could gain unimaginable power and knowledge, but at a terrible cost. As Sarah pieced together the puzzle, she realized that the house itself was a conduit to the demonic realm, allowing the Crow to enter and wreak havoc on those who live there. But why had her grandmother summoned this evil entity in the first place? And how could Sarah break the curse before it consumed her? With the support of a local priest, Sarah confronted the Crow head-on. But the battle between good and evil was fierce, and Sarah had to draw upon every ounce of strength and courage to prevail. In a dramatic climax, Sarah managed to banish the Crow back to the demonic realm from where it came, restoring peace to the house and to her life. But the scars left by her harrowing experience would stay with her forever. When the sun finally peeked through the cracks in the curtains, it was like a spotlight revealing the true horror of the situation. Sarah hurried to the bathroom, splashed cold water on her face, trying to gather her thoughts. Her hands trembled as she reached for the phone, dialing the number of a local priest. She explained her bizarre situation, emphasizing the cryptic messages and the overwhelming sense of dread that had descended upon the house. The priest, Father Michael, a man known for his calm demeanor and unwavering faith, agreed to visit the house. Upon his arrival, Father Michael conducted an examination of the house, sprinkling holy water and reciting prayers. His face grew increasingly grim as he sensed the heavy presence of darkness within the walls. After a thorough inspection, he expressed his belief that there was a malevolent spirit haunting the house, something deeply rooted in the property's history. He offered to perform an exorcism, hoping to banish whatever evil force was plaguing Sarah's home. As Father Michael prepared for the exorcism, he instructed Sarah to gather any religious artifacts she had, such as rosaries, crucifixes, and holy water. Sarah, desperate for help, complied without hesitation. With the items assembled, Father Michael began the ritual. He stood in the center of the room, facing the wall where the messages had appeared, and began chanting in Latin. His voice echoed through the silent house, each word laced with power and conviction. Suddenly, the room grew colder. The candles flickered violently, and the crucifix around Sarah's neck turned frigid to the touch. The spirit in the house was reacting to the exorcism. Father Michael continued the ritual, his voice unwavering despite the growing chaos around him. He commanded the spirit to reveal itself and leave the premises. As the ritual reached its climax, the wall behind the crucifix erupted in a shower of sparks. The spirit was furious, lashing out in a final act of defiance, but Father Michael stood firm, banishing the spirit with the sign of the cross. The room fell silent, the candles steadied, and the crucifix around Sarah's neck warmed to her touch. The spirit was gone, or so she thought. In the days following the exorcism, Sarah noticed that the spirit had not truly departed. It had been weakened, yes, but it was still present in the house. The temperature would fluctuate erratically, doors would creak open on their own, and the scent of decay would waft through the halls. It was as if the spirit was taunting them, refusing to give up without a fight. Determined to rid her house of the lingering darkness once and for all, Sarah contacted a team of paranormal investigators. Led by the enigmatic Dr. Emily Carter, the team arrived equipped with state-of-the-art technology and an arsenal of investigative techniques. As the team explored the house, they discovered a series of hidden passages leading to a forgotten basement. According to local records, the basement had been sealed off decades ago due to safety concerns, but somehow the spirit had managed to linger in this forbidden area. Upon reaching the basement, the investigators found a small altar covered in arcane symbols and remnants of dark rituals. It was clear that this was the source of the house's supernatural activity, and confronting it head-on was their only chance of putting an end to it. With the help of the paranormal investigators, Sarah prepared for one final showdown with the spirit. They gathered in the basement, armed with religious symbols and protective charms, ready to banish the darkness back to the void from which it came. As the confrontation reached its peak, the spirit unleashed its full power, causing the basement to collapse and trap Sarah and the investigators underground. But just when all hope seemed lost, Sarah remembered her grandmother's hidden diary. The diary contained a powerful incantation that had been passed down through generations of women in her family. It was a last resort, a desperate measure that would seal the fate of the house and its tormented inhabitants. With the fate of everyone hanging in the balance, Sarah whispered the incantation, unleashing a surge of celestial energy that banished the spirit from the house forever. But the ordeal was far from over. Trapped in the rubble, Sarah and the investigators struggled to free themselves from their subterranean prison. They dug and clawed at the debris, their strength slowly ebbing away as they fought against the relentless passage of time. Just when their hope began to dwindle, the faint sound of voices echoed above them. Rescuers had arrived. With a Herculean effort, they managed to dig their way to the surface, blinking in the sudden brightness of daylight. They had survived, but not unscathed. The ordeal had taken its toll on their bodies and minds, leaving them shaken and traumatized by their brush with the unknown. Back at the house, the townspeople gathered to mourn the loss of those who hadn't survived the ordeal. The house stood as a solemn monument to their tragedy, its windows vacant eyes staring out into the world. But amidst the grief, there was a glimmer of hope. Sarah and the surviving investigators had managed to escape with their lives, carrying with them the scars and wisdom of their harrowing encounter with the supernatural. As the years went by, the town slowly rebuilt itself, determined to move forward and honor the memory of those they had lost. The house remained, a silent reminder of the darkness that had once plagued its halls, and Sarah, forever changed by her ordeal, carried the burden of her encounter with the Kraoui with her always. And that's the end of today's scary story. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends and subscribe for more spooky tales. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the Kraoui Horror Stories bite.